Let me ask you something honest. How many times have you bought a plant, placed it on your windowsill with the best intentions in the world, and then watched it slowly die over the next 2 weeks because life got in the way? You forgot to water it. You traveled for work. You just didn't have the time. And then the guilt kicks in, which is somehow worse than the dead plant itself. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Most plants people buy are the wrong plants for their lifestyle. Today I'm going to fix that. I'm sharing 10 plants that are genuinely hard to kill, require almost zero attention. And this is the part that surprised me, are some of the most medicinally and nutritionally powerful plants on Earth. These aren't just decorative. These plants have been used for centuries, and modern science has backed up almost everything traditional medicine claimed about them. You don't need a garden. You don't need experience. You barely need time. Let's get into it. Most beginners fail not because they're bad at gardening. They fail because they start with the wrong plants. They go to the nursery, fall in love with something exotic, take it home, and it dies within a month. Then they conclude they don't have a green thumb. That's not a green thumb problem. That's a plant selection problem. Every plant on today's list was made for busy, forgetful, or completely new gardeners. They forgive irregular watering, grow well in pots, and give you something genuinely useful. Medicinal properties, stress relief, better sleep, stronger immunity, or fresh ingredients that make your food extraordinary. Let's start with number 1. Plant 1, mint. If you've never grown anything in your life, start with mint. Mint is so vigorous that experienced gardeners warn beginners to keep it in a pot so it doesn't take over the entire garden. That so-called problem is exactly why it's perfect for you. Mint thrives in partial shade, which means even a north-facing windowsill works. It likes moisture, so it forgives overwatering. It bounces back from neglect. It spreads on its own. You basically have to try to kill this plant. Now for the health side. A double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial found that peppermint oil reduced irritable bowel syndrome symptoms by more than 50% in 75% of participants. That's a result that rivals some pharmaceutical treatments. Research has confirmed that mint is antimicrobial, antiviral, and antioxidant. And a study found that simply inhaling mint aroma improves alertness, memory, and information processing speed. Headache? Rub a drop of peppermint oil on your temples. Upset stomach? Make a cup of fresh mint tea. Brain fog in the afternoon? Literally smell the leaves off the plant. 1 pot. Zero maintenance. Endless uses. To care for it, keep it in a pot with drainage holes. Water when the soil starts to dry. Trim it regularly. Harvesting actually makes it grow fuller and stronger. Don't let it flower if you want the best flavor. Plant 2. Rosemary. Rosemary is native to the sun-baked, drought-prone cliffs of the Mediterranean coast. That tells you everything you need to know about how to care for it. This plant evolved to survive in harsh conditions with minimal water and poor soil. In your home, it will practically feel like a vacation. Rosemary contains rosmarinic acid and carnosol, 2 compounds with documented neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory properties. Research has shown that rosemary may help reduce cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. It improves circulation, including blood flow to the brain. A study found that simply inhaling rosemary aroma was associated with significantly improved memory performance. Beyond the brain, rosemary supports immune function, has antibacterial properties, and is rich in vitamin B6, iron, and calcium. To care for it, rosemary hates overwatering more than it hates drought. Water only when the top inch of soil is completely dry. Give it the sunniest spot you have. 1 plant can last for years and eventually grow into a beautiful shrub. Plant 3, thyme. Thyme is one of those plants that seems almost insulted by too much attention. It prefers dry soil, loves sun, and if you forget to water it for a week, it genuinely doesn't mind. Experienced gardeners often say the biggest mistake with thyme is caring for it too much. Its key active compound is thymol, a natural antimicrobial agent so powerful that it's used as an active ingredient in commercial antiseptic products. A controlled clinical trial found that a thyme-based preparation was effective against chronic sinus infections, outperforming placebo. Another study confirmed its effectiveness against acute bronchitis. Thyme is also exceptionally rich in vitamin C, higher concentrations per gram than many citrus fruits. It supports immune function, aids digestion, and has demonstrated antifungal properties. It's a perennial, which means it comes back every single season on its own, without you doing anything. To care for it, sandy, well-draining soil. Full sun for at least 4 to 6 hours. Water only when the soil is dry. It grows beautifully in shallow containers. Plant 4. Lavender. Lavender is one of the few plants in the world to receive official clinical recognition from a regulatory health agency for its effects on the nervous system. The European Medicines Agency has formally classified it as a medicinal plant for the treatment of mental stress, anxious restlessness, and sleep disturbances. That's not marketing. That's official medicine. Clinical trials on a standardized lavender oil preparation demonstrated efficacy comparable to pharmaceutical anti-anxiety medications for generalized anxiety disorder, without the side effects or dependency risks. The mechanism involves lavender's active compounds interacting with GABA receptors in the brain, the same receptors targeted by anti-anxiety medications, but in a significantly gentler way. Studies confirmed improvements in sleep quality, reduction in nighttime waking, and decreased perceived stress. And here's the beautiful part for beginners. Lavender requires almost nothing from you. It's drought tolerant. It thrives in poor, dry soil. Even growing a pot on a sunny balcony gives you passive aromatherapy benefits just from being in the same room. To care for it, the most common mistake is overwatering. Lavender wants to dry out completely between waterings. Use sandy soil with excellent drainage. Full sun is non-negotiable, at least 6 hours daily. Don't fertilize it. Rich soil actually makes lavender produce fewer oils and less fragrance. Plant 5. Chives. Chives might be the most underestimated plant on this entire list. Most people think of them as a garnish, something you sprinkle on a baked potato and forget about. But chives are genuinely remarkable, and they are arguably the single easiest edible herb you can grow. They grow in almost any soil. They tolerate partial shade. They come back every single year without you doing a thing. You harvest them by snipping what you need, and the plant just keeps growing back. They survive cold temperatures that would kill most other herbs. Their purple flowers in spring are fully edible. Nutritionally, chives are rich in vitamin K, vitamin C, and folate. They contain quercetin and other flavonoids with documented anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. The sulfur compounds in chives, the same family found in garlic and onions, have shown antibacterial properties in research and may support cardiovascular health and immune function. They also have a mild prebiotic effect, helping feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut. To care for them, plant in any pot with basic potting soil. Water moderately. Snip regularly. Cutting actually stimulates growth. One small pot multiplies into 3 over time. Plant 6. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is in the mint family, and it shares mint's gift for enthusiastic, unstoppable growth. It tolerates shade, irregular watering, and various soil types. Keep it in a container, or it will take over your garden. That's how easy it is to grow. The European Medicines Agency recognizes lemon balm as an approved treatment for nervous tension, mild anxiety, and sleep disturbances. It works by inhibiting an enzyme that breaks down GABA in the brain, producing a calming effect without sedation. You stay calm and clear-headed at the same time. Research has documented improvements in mood, cognitive performance, and a reduction of stress-related heart palpitations. A double-blind crossover study found that lemon balm significantly improved mood and calmness in healthy volunteers. And unlike pharmaceutical anti-anxiety options, lemon balm is non-habit forming, carries no dependency risk, and is safe for daily long-term use. To care for it, partial shade to full sun. Forgiving with water. Trim it regularly to prevent early seeding and encourage bushier growth. Harvest leaves in the morning when the essential oil concentration is at its highest. Plant 7. Sage. Sage's Latin name, salvia, comes from the word salver, meaning to save or heal. For centuries, it was considered one of the most important medicinal plants in European herbal medicine. There is even a popular saying, "Why should a man die while sage grows in his garden?" Modern research has given that old saying some serious scientific backing. Sage contains compounds that inhibit acetylcholinesterase, the enzyme responsible for breaking down acetylcholine, the brain's primary neurotransmitter for memory and learning. This is actually the same mechanism targeted by some Alzheimer's medications. British clinical trials showed that a single dose of sage essential oil produced significant improvements in immediate word recall and alertness in healthy adults. A 16-week study showed meaningful improvements in memory and attention in older adults with regular sage use. For women specifically, sage has mild phytoestrogenic properties and has been clinically shown to reduce hot flashes and night sweats during menopause. Better sleep leads directly to better memory and concentration, so the benefits compound over time. As a plant, sage is exceptionally easy to grow. Drought-tolerant, loves sun, hates overwatering, thrives in poor soil. Perennial, it comes back every year and gradually grows into a beautiful silver leaf shrub. To care for it, well-draining soil, full sun, water only when completely dry. Never let it sit in water. Trim after flowering to keep it compact. One plant provides enough leaves for years. Plant 8. Aloe vera. Aloe vera might be the most forgiving plant in existence. It's a succulent. It stores water in its leaves and actively prefers to be ignored. Forget to water it for a month and it will be absolutely fine. Put it in indirect light and it manages. You can neglect it in ways that would destroy most plants, and aloe will simply sit there, waiting patiently. The health applications are extensively documented. Multiple clinical trials show that aloe gel significantly accelerates wound healing compared to conventional treatments. The active compounds, asamanin and anthraquinones, have demonstrated anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and tissue-regenerating properties. Beyond skin, aloe vera juice has shown benefits for digestive health in clinical studies, reducing symptoms of acid reflux, irritable bowel syndrome, and constipation. It contains over 75 active compounds, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and amino acids. One of the most scientifically studied plants in the world. To care for it, water only every 2 to 3 weeks, less in winter. Use cactus soil or add perlite for drainage. Bright indirect light is ideal. This plant genuinely does better when you ignore it. Plant 9. Green onions. This was going to sound almost too good to be true. You can grow an unlimited supply of green onions, starting with the ones you already buy at the grocery store. Cut them. Leave about an inch of the white root end. Place them in a glass of water on your windowsill. Within a week, you have fresh green onions again. Move them to soil, and they will keep regrowing for months. This is the zero barrier entry point into growing your own food. No seeds, no setup, no experience. Green onions contain quercetin and kaempferol, flavonoids with well-documented anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. They're a good source of vitamin K, vitamin C, and folate. The sulfur compounds they share with garlic and onions have shown antibacterial and immune-supporting effects in research. Minimal light, minimal space, and you harvest them continuously by snipping from the top while the plant keeps producing. To care for them, water in a glass for the first week, then transfer to soil or continue growing in water. Change the water every few days. Snip the green tops and leave the white base to regrow. Plant 10. Oregano. Most people know oregano as a pizza spice and nothing more. That's a major underestimation. Its key compound is carvacrol, a phenol with antimicrobial properties so potent that researchers have tested it against antibiotic-resistant bacterial strains with genuinely promising results. Studies have documented oregano oil's effectiveness against E. coli, salmonella, and staphylococcus. It has antifungal, antiviral, and antioxidant properties that are well established in the scientific literature. Here's a number that stops people cold. Oregano measures among the highest antioxidant herbs per gram. Studies have found it contains more antioxidant activity than blueberries when measured by weight. By weight, the herb you probably already have in your kitchen cabinet is more antioxidant dense than blueberries. As a plant, Oregano is built for neglect. Like thyme and rosemary, it evolved in the dry, rocky Mediterranean and actually prefers poor, dry soil. Too much water and fertilizer makes it less flavorful, not more. It's a perennial that spreads on its own and comes back every year without any help from you. To care for it, full sun, minimal water, well-draining soil. The more you leave it alone, the stronger and more aromatic it gets. Harvest by cutting stems. This encourages bushier growth. Dry harvested stems in small bundles and hang them upside down for a year-round supply that's more flavorful than anything you'd buy at the store. So those are the 10 plants. And here's the most important thing I can tell you. Don't try to start all 10 at once. Pick just 2. If you're an absolute beginner, start with mint and chives. Both are nearly impossible to kill and give you results fast. Have a sunny windowsill? Add rosemary or thyme. Dealing with stress or struggling to sleep? Start with lavender or lemon balm. Want a plant that needs literally nothing from you? Get aloe vera today. You don't need special soil. Basic potting mix works for almost everything here. You don't need special pots. Any container with a drainage hole works. You don't need a garden. A windowsill with a few hours of light is enough. One final thing to remember. The most common mistake beginners make is overwatering. Most of these plants prefer to dry out between waterings. When in doubt, wait one more day. Your plant will thank you. These 10 plants prove you don't need time, experience, or a green thumb to grow something genuinely useful. You just need to choose the right plants. Start small, stay consistent, and watch what happens.